What's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Retroid is at it again with two new devices, and we've got a lot of great information here on the Retroid Pocket 5 and the Retroid Pocket Mini. Now, personally, I'm more excited about the Retroid Pocket 5, but keep in mind, both of these are using the same SoC, so we've got the same CPU and GPU combo, and they both have AMOLED displays. One's going to be bigger than the other, obviously with a name like the Retroid Pocket Mini. Going to be a lot smaller, but let's go ahead and jump into it and talk about these two new Retroid Pocket devices. And I'd really love to know from you in the comments below if you're thinking about picking up either one of these, which one is it and why? Let us know in the comments down below. Retroid did release a teaser video about the upcoming Retroid Pocket Mini. It's definitely a cute little device, and I say little because it is a lot smaller than the upcoming Retroid Pocket 5. Both of these are packing AMOLED displays, but the Mini has a 3.7-inch display, and the Pocket 5 has a 5.5-inch display. 4x3 on the Pocket Mini, and 16x9 on the Pocket 5. One of the main things everybody was asking about was the SoC, and it's actually the same on the Mini and the Pocket 5. They recently revealed that these are going to be utilizing the Snapdragon 865. So we do have an Android-based system here, just like the Retroid Pocket 4 and the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. And if you remember correctly, those systems utilized a MediaTek Dimensity CPU, the highest end being the Dimensity 1100, that's going to be in the Pro model. And one thing that I've seen a lot of people talking about is the Dimensity 1100 outperforms the Snapdragon 865. And on paper, yeah, in some tests, the 1100 does, and it's actually a newer chip. The 865 was released in 2019. The Dimensity was released in 2021. And thanks to nanoreview.net, I'll leave a link in the description, we can actually see the performance difference right here. They've got the Snapdragon 865 versus the MediaTek 1100. When it comes to Antutu 10, Snapdragon 865 is right there at $752,000. The Dimensity 1100, $755,000. So we're not that far off there, and if we ran these back to back, we'd definitely see one take over the other across the board here. For Geekbench 6, the Snapdragon 865 is 1% faster in single core over that 1100, and in multi-core, the 1100 is 1% faster than the 865. So we're definitely trading blows here. 3D Mark Wildlife Performance Benchmark, 865 coming in at 3,875, the 1100 4,229. Now we can talk about the other specs and pricing, starting out with the Retroid Pocket Mini. So obviously we've got that Snapdragon 865 with the Adreno 650 GPU, 6GB of LPDDR4X, 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage plus micro SD card support. It's running Android 10, and we've got a 3.7-inch AMOLED display at 1280 by 960. It's a 60Hz display, active cooling on that 865, 4,000 mAh battery, Hall-based analog sticks, we've got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, and you will be able to get official over-the-air updates from Retroid. They're going to be offering this in a few different color variants. Saturn, which I think looks pretty awesome. We've also got the black. There's an FSC, so we've got that Famicom coloring and black on the front. Also a 16-bit version, and my favorite, the orange. So we've got that white and orange. The coloring here really reminds me of the new 2DS. And of course, when it comes to pricing, this is going to be $199, and they've got the coupon for the first 24 hours. I'm not exactly sure how many they're going to be using here, but it's $10 off, so it'll basically bring the price down to $190. Now, taking a look at the Retroid Pocket 5, this is the one that I'm more interested in, and I know we've got a 16:9 display, but the smaller handhelds, we've seen so many of them, I just like to have a bigger screen. I don't mind using some bezels with something like this. Snapdragon 865, 6GB of LPDDR4X, so we basically got the same thing here all the way down. 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage, Android 10, but instead of a 3.7-inch AMOLED, we've got a 5.5-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080, and it's a 60Hz screen. Active cooling to keep that 865 chilly, 5,000 mAh battery, Hall-based sticks, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, and just like the Mini, they're offering different color options. Got the GameCube, 16-bit, black, and white. And the price here isn't that far off from the Mini. Base price on this, $219, but they've got a $20 off coupon for the first 24 hours, so you take $20 right off the top, bringing it down to $200. And yeah, I really do like the GameCube version here. But in the end, is it going to be worth upgrading from, let's say, the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro? In terms of just overall performance, in my opinion, yeah, it definitely would be. We will see better performance with GameCube and Wii using the Dolphin emulator, and when it comes to native Android games, this Snapdragon is just going to work better because a lot of the game developers out there are developing behind a Qualcomm or a Snapdragon chip. And not to mention, we're getting an AMOLED display, which is something I personally love on a handheld. But we'll definitely have to check this thing out to see exactly how it performs, how that screen looks. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I'm actually really excited about this release. So far, it looks like Retroid could have another hit on their hands. If you're thinking about picking one of these up, let us know in the comments below which one and why. Are you going to go with the Retroid Pocket 5 for the larger display? Are you going to go with the Mini for better portability? Let us know in the comments. Also, throw the color you're thinking about choosing down there also. But that's it for this one. If you've got any questions, let me know down below. Like always, thanks for watching.